Hello you lovely people, I'm Sarah and I thought I would just do a wee video because it's a good time of year basically for pillaging. So here's the thing, at the moment things are plentiful. We're kind of just coming out of plum season, but at the moment if you drive down country roads there are, at least around where we are, there's wild apples growing all over the show. If you go down, especially down riverbeds and things like that, go for a wee walkie, there's blackberries. We've actually sort of just come out of our raspberry season, and we're sort of about to enter in the feijoa growing season. Now, I thought while it is in the midst of things, don't be afraid to forage. Now, a lot of the times you may see a big laden apple tree and think, we don't need, or you might just grab some and think, we're not going to use all of this. But if you think outside the box, there are lots of different ways of using things, different ways of preserving, and it's an investment in the future because, of course, there are many months during the year when all of this fruit and everything is not plentiful and you are absolutely paying through the teeth at fruit and veggie places or supermarkets for it. So I thought I'd just go through a few things that I do and a few things that I know other people do that I just haven't got around to learning about yet. I'm just thinking about this because, check this out, this is full of blackberries. We decided on a whim yesterday just to go out, a bit of a family outing, a bit of fun, just to go down to one of the local riverbeds and see about blackberries, because normally it'll be another few weeks before they start coming in. I always remember because it's around my birthday, but we thought, oh, we'll go see. There's been lots of sun, lots of rain. They are going nuts at the moment, and this was pillaged just from a small section. We didn't even wander far and wide. There was heaps, and I've actually already put some in the freezer. I've put 3 kilos in the freezer already. I portioned them off because I know that's how much I need to do a big bucket and a demijohn of blackberry wine. But yeah, the rest of these I am also going to weigh. I'm going to freeze some. I'm actually going to look at bottling some of them. I'm going to do some baking. Before I start portioning all these out, I thought I'm just going to, mention this. Now, different ways of preserving. Freezing is a great one. The blackberries, I find I can just put them in a bag in the freezer and they're reasonably free flowing. Raspberries are a different story because they're not quite as sort of firm and compact as blackberries are, I guess. They mush a lot easier. So if I put them all into a bag, that's how they are. They are a block. So they're fine with my winemaking, but if I want to do some baking, I've got a chisel. So I actually freeze them on oven trays. I put them on the oven tray individually, and the next morning I just kind of break it, gather them up and put them in a bag from there. I've actually done a whole video on how to freeze. I think I did how to freeze either peaches or nectarines, and also how to freeze apples, because there's techniques for freezing different things to make them free flowing and easy to use. Now, of course, if you've got a big freezer, we've got a big chest freezer in our shed, awesome. If you're thinking of getting one, it's a good investment for things like this. But another thing to consider is if you're planning ahead for an emergency situation or something like that, the power might go out, you might lose things in your freezer. So that's where bottling and canning is absolutely a great option. Just in this last week, I've bottled a whole heap of nectarines. It was my first time, my second time. My first time was a bit of a disaster. The cans didn't pop, they all went off. Thank you to all the lovely people in my Facebook group who gave me feedback on my post asking for advice on canning nectarines. It was taken on board. I've chopped and changed a bit, but yeah, anyway, so we'll see how these go. If these were a great success, then I will do a video maybe next season on how to can your nectarines. But yeah, I have done a video on doing apples. These are actually apples that I put in jars, I think, last year. So yeah, but obviously I'm going to be putting some of these in my emergency box. So until next season, I've got some there that it's one less can that I have to buy for the emergency box. It's there, I made it, it's gonna keep for ages. Another thing, of course, to do is jamming. I've got some raspberry jam and some plum jam. I did quite a few jars of these when they were in season. The plums, you're still seeing them around the place, especially like the little cherry plums. People find them very annoying because of the stones in them. They're actually really hard to get out. Again, I've done a video. I will link all appropriate videos under this one so you can get the lowdown, but I've come up with a great solution for getting the stones out if you are jamming. There's also things like beetroot. I bottled my beetroot this year. Sorry, a burger is not a burger without beetroot, generally. A lot of the time, in my opinion anyway. So there's nothing like some home-killed beetroot. That's awesome. And also, just for show and tell, some of my tomato relish, I'll put the video for that down below. While tomatoes are growing plentifully, I think I may have made this from my parents' tomatoes. Those who've been following the channel will know that I'm having a good crack at growing our own tomatoes in a temperature controlled grow room. Limited success, we're getting some. It's not as overwhelming as I would have liked, but we're getting there. We're experimenting, it's what we do. But yeah, tomato relish, awesome. I am going to have a crack at making my own tomato sauce at some point, so stay tuned. Cordials, wines, this is some Fiji wine I've got on the go. I've actually also got some raspberry wine and some plum wine in my cupboards. The Fijoas we grow off our land. The plums are ones that we pillaged from public places that were growing plums. And yeah, the raspberries came from our bushes. So, but I mean, it's also a good time of year to ask around. If you don't know where any are growing, ask in your local area Facebook groups and things like that, because there's community gardens, community orchards. People could know of just general places by riverbeds, on side of roads, where there are things growing. There are also websites dedicated to finding foraging places. I will look that up and I'll link them down below. I can't think what they are off the top of my head. Now there's obviously, you know, do baking and freeze that, but you can't really freeze baking long term. Now one thing a lot of people say, oh, what about the time involved? You're not getting paid an hourly rate for doing this. You're doing it on your weekends in your spare time, but it is time to get the family involved in things. It is time to do things as a family. And as opposed to thinking, what could I be earning instead as an hourly rate? Don't think of it as a job. I mean, it's an investment. It's something, it's a hobby. It's something to get the hang of. It's something to take pride in. You know, when you get into things like making your own wine, I mean, that's cool. That is so much cheaper than buying things over the year. So yeah, and instead of sort of thinking, oh, this is just going to take up all day, you're doing it as an investment so that you don't have to spend extra money during the winter months buying things. One thing that I do not do, that I know some people do, and that's dehydrating. I've seen people get really, really into dehydrating things, especially slices of fruit and that sort of thing. So definitely something to look into. It's not something I've ever had a crack at. Maybe one day, I'm not sure. We take off. We've got these old cookie time buckets. For a few years in a row, Clint was getting a bucket of cookie times with his yearly Christmas present for work. And I always keep these because they're handy. They're great for foraging. They're good for Easter egg hunting. And they're good for keeping things in, like icing sugar. I've got one that's dedicated to icing sugar in my pantry. But they are just so handy. Never throw these out. If you're worried about the gear needed for bottling, first of all, when I did my apples, I think, I did a video on actually canning these without the fancy equipment. because I actually did these just before I actually got some preserving gear as a Christmas present. And so I bottled these with no fancy gear. These aren't even proper preserving jars. It's an old pickle jar. But as long as it's got the pop lid on and it's not damaged, it's fine. But yeah, absolutely. I got the proper ones for doing my plum jam with. But shop around. If you're looking for preserving jars that aren't just old jam jars, definitely worth shopping around, because you can get them at places like Bunnings and Mitre 10. You can get them slightly cheaper still, what I discovered at Bin In, but also second-hand shops. You can get like the proper agey jars for like maybe $1 each, some nice big proper jars. And then you just need to look at sort of buying the circular seals that go around them. There could even be some people who started off with all the motivation in the world to do preserving and then gave up on it, and they could be selling their gear off for cheap on Trade Me. So anyway, just section some of those off to go in the freezer. I've got enough left in here. I'm going to do some baking. I'm going to do some apple and blackberry bars, and thinking of making a pie for pudding tonight. So we'll see how I go. I hope I've just given a little bit of inspiration there. It was just sort of an off-the-cuff video here that we just thought would be a good wee reminder while it's right now in peak foraging season. The feed-joers haven't quite come online yet, but rest assured when they do, I will be chopping, freezing. I've never tried bottling feed-joers. I'm not sure how that would go. Could be worth a crack. Hit the like button, leave me a like, hit subscribe if you haven't, and we will catch you next week. Bye.